Hey everyone, this video is part 2 to my Smash speculation video, and if you want to watch the first part covering fighter ideas, do so now since I will be referencing some parts of that in this video. If you have seen it or just want to see the ideas I have in this part, let's get started. As far as Smash speculation goes, most people focus on fighters. I, however, have some other ideas for DLC they could release, even after we are done getting new fighters. Starting off is something I really badly want to happen, being stage DLC. This may or may not include bonus music tracks. I guess it depends on if they can make it work that way. I just want individual stages to be released, both to incorporate the major missing stages from Ultimate, as well as fill out Ultimate's selection of new stages and even push the new stage count to potentially be equal to, or if we're getting super wishful, greater than individual previous installments. Starting with returning stages, please. Rainbow Road is easily the most unique and maybe even most iconic of the Mario Kart stages Smash has had. How the hell did we end up with both Mario Circuit stages but not this? Please, just bring it back. Speaking of stages that should have returned over the alternative, Pac-Maze. They really said Pac-Land was the Pac-Man stage more worth bringing back? Literally, what sense does that make? Pac-Man is the most iconic and frankly the most playable of the two Pac-Man stages. If most people think of Pac-Man, the first thing that comes to mind will obviously be reminiscent of this. Not that. Just bring it back. As far as some Wii U stages, Jungle Hijinks is easily one of my favorites from that game, especially with its unique gimmick of having the front and back layers. This would be an amazing stage to bring back, but the only issue that might arise with it is stage morph. I'm sure they could disable the back layer whenever stage morph is enabled, or something along those lines. Maybe the stage could always be locked in the foreground when a morph is about to happen, but regardless of how they do it, I just really want them to make the stage work in Ultimate. Woolly World is also one of my favorite Wii U stages. When it didn't return, I was hoping it would be at least replaced with a Crafted World stage or something along those lines, but that ended up not happening, so I just don't see why this one couldn't return. If stage DLC happens, I really hope this one comes back. Miiverse is a unique situation since it clearly wasn't brought back due to the original stage's reliance on the titular service, but I could easily see them going the route Splatoon 2 did in implementing the drawings in the background. Of course, the censoring would be much worse due to this, but it's worth it to me, lol. Finally, how can I bring up missing stages without at least mentioning Poke-Floats? While I personally don't have any attachment to this stage, I know a lot of people do. And just for that, it definitely deserves to make a return in some form. Why stop at returning stages, though? If you're going to make stage DLC, go the full mile and make entirely new stages. One thing I would personally love to see is a set of proper home stages for the ultimate newcomers from returning series. While I'm not super into Metroid, I'm sure there's something they could have used as a Ridley stage as well as Dark Samus. I also admittedly don't know much about Fire Emblem, but I'm sure there's a place in Awakening they can make into a stage for Chrom. As far as characters I do have ideas for, they could give us a Mario Sports stage for Daisy, or even fully realize the Mario Land stage that was originally planned for Smash 3DS before being reworked into Dreamland. We could definitely use some music from the game since we don't even have the main overworld theme. As for K. Rool, the stage option is very clear, being the gangplank he has fought on in his original boss battle. No further questions there. Animal Crossing doesn't necessarily need a new stage, but if we were going to make one for Isabelle, specifically the Town Hall from New Leaf or even the main square where resident services are located in New Horizons, could be neat stages for her, especially if the latter had the usual KK concerts on Saturday nights. Now, I've gone through all these other newcomers, but if I'm being honest, Ken and Incineroar are the primary reasons I want this kind of DLC. Ken obviously would have his home stage from Street Fighter 2, which I think would be a really dope stage to see in Smash, and I really want to see an Alola stage in Smash. That's high-key the only thing that disappointed me about Incineroar's inclusion. I could see a few things being the stage. It could be the Aether Foundation, it could be the altar of the sun or the moon, it could even be a traveling stage taking you around the many islands of Alola. Regardless, I want it and please give it to me yesterday. Another stage music combo that makes me want to see new stage DLC would be an Octo expansion stage with Octo expansion music. I imagine it would be the Deep Sea Metro, though the statue at the end of the expansion could also be a really cool stage. I don't think we are going to see Octolings until Smash 6, so this would be a great way to properly represent the expansion until then. I just really want Nasty Majesty and Fly Octo Fly in the game. Another new stage they could add would be something that can finally give Rob a home stage. I have no idea what they could do. Maybe make a stage based on one of the games he is compatible with. Either way, it would be cool to see. I think they could also make some stages to represent some of the later Wii U and 3DS games, as well as some of the Switch games we haven't really seen much representation for in Smash. For instance, we could maybe see a Pokemon tournament stage adapted for Smash, maybe even with a similar gimmick to KOF Stadium. They could give us a stage to represent Origami King as well, or Mario plus Rabbids, or if they want to get really crazy, they could do a 1-2 Switch stage. Don't know how that will work, but you know what? Why not? I just feel like Ultimate is really lacking on the new stages front. Of course, it's made up for by the massive list of returning stages, but it feels like the stage list really misses proper representation of this Nintendo generation, outside of a select few, of course. Not getting a Ring Fit Adventure Fighter? Just make a stage for it. No Gen 8 Pokemon after all? I'd be down to play in the wild area at least. No way to represent the Link's Awakening remake as a fighter? No problem, we only need a stage. This can even apply to some other games. We can get the Scrap Dr. Mario stage from Smash 4, or even a Rhythm Heaven stage if the fighter just won't work. They could even throw in some third parties like Tetris, or even some series represented by Assist and Mii Fighters. I think a Cuphead stage would be amazing just going off the art style alone. And even a Shovel Knight stage, for instance, would be cool if the fighter's out of the picture at this point. We could get another stage for Minecraft and potentially even get Pigstep in the game along with it finally. There's just so many possibilities that would be opened up by this, and I really want them to open those doors even if it's unlikely. Finally, I just saw rapid fire a few Mii costumes that I think would be cool. Remember that this is all assuming they aren't going to be a fighter, since some of these I would much rather have as one. And also, just a heads up, a lot of this is pretty much just off the top of my head, so there's a lot of ideas I would probably have that I just am not thinking of right now. Anyway, Shovel Knight, Spectre Knight, Plague Knight, King Knight, Master Mummy, Mazengo, Lollipop, Max Brass, Dr. Cole, Springtron, Kid Cobra, Twintail Helix, Pearl, Marina, Octolings, Hollow Knight, Freddy, Skeleton, Elma, I think that's Xenoblade X protagonist, various Pokemon trainers, Rossetti, Tom Nook, Geno but full head, Fortnite, Jonesy, Rhythm Heaven, Monkey, Goomba. I'm tired.